Vover.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Scuffle Show. We start this episode off with just Nick and I, and we're going to go over our picks from the last week. I actually don't know how I did, so you can either make it or break it to me with these results.
I want control of the, I know that, generally speaking, collectively, there's some bad memories on the show. So I wanted to be able to edit as needed. But in this instance, there was no editing necessary. You and I tied again. We were both 1-1. Tatiana was 2-0. The reason there was only 2 is the third fight ended in a draw. So that's controversial draw where I probably should have got the win, but still it was announced as a draw. So you and on the first fight, Jessica Rose Clark, Jocelyn Edwards. You and Tatiana had Clark.
That was the Edwards. One Tatiana was picking, and I didn't know. I didn't know either one of them, so I just did one of those like Indiana Jones. The door is closing, slide underneath it at the last second moves.
Yep, and you got in on that pick.
Stole that pick and ended up working out.
Actually, you were the one. You had Glenn. You should have probably won. There was a draw. It was debatable whether or not. It
happened. I got them all correct.
You were 2-0. We had one draw, right? So.
Yes.
So you're 2-0. You're in first point with 55 points in our revised ×10 standings. I'm in second place with 35 points. Buster comes in with 25 points, less than half of our leader Tatiana's overall score. So whatever's below an F, that's what Buster's getting on this test so far. But there's plenty of time to come back. Tatiana is reporting live from Buffalo Wild Wings.
You know what would be an interesting adjustment if we could bet our points on the confidence of our predictions. Like if I wanted to advance in the rankings and I was willing to bet an extra 5 points to double that week's score, I feel like we should be able to do that.
I think that's it. I think we can either wing it or we could come up with a system for next week and then start betting those. Tatiana, we started already. Buster did the intro. We figured we'd just get started.
We spent the first 6 minutes talking about your NFTs.
Yeah.
Well,
we're still waiting.
Thank God I was not here for that.
Where are you right now?
I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Are you really?
No, come on.
Oh, where are you?
I'm at the UFCPI.
Oh, nice. Was that like the cafeteria?
No.
They built the Buffalo Wild Wings there.
It's just like upstairs, like lounge room kind of.
Is that where Dana does his
no.
food show?
No.
Yeah, like donut inside a quesadilla with pizza on top.
Does he have
stuff?
He has a food show?
I think it's like an IG story thing, but he just makes the weirdest stuff. Like, hey, you want to recreate the something, and it's always like over the top, like you'd feel sick if you ate it type stuff.
Every executive now has an unhealthy food show, it seems, and Dave Portnoy started it all.
We gotta figure out ours. Look, we've lost it. Look at Tatiana; she's giving you the look, Buster. So early. I mean, I feel like if you're listening, you're thinking, God, can you just stop this repetitive cycle? But we can't help it. One of us starts talking. Tatiana gets fed up really quickly, and she just this time she went full like over to one side, and then she comes back like, "You really want to talk about Dana White's kitchen? This is an MMA, this Scuffle show."
I was watching the clock. It took 120 seconds on this episode. I think that's an all-time record.
That's what we should be betting on: is how quickly Tatiana will be over it.
What's the over/under on yawns? All right, so we had Jessica Rose Clark, Jocelyn Edwards, Tatiana and I won that, or I should say Tatiana won that, and I followed her pick. Nick, correct. Lost. The Grant Dawson Rick Glenn fight was a draw, and then the Paulo Costa Marvin Vettori. I did not win. I picked Costa.
What a great fight! You went purely on like. I don't remember I think you went on, remember his argument was like age or record or something, but he was totally forgetting about the fact that there's a moral obligation here. There was shenanigans during the weight cut, and you've got to be on the right side of history here, Buster. You were on the wrong side of history.
Those are two very valid reasons to pick somebody, by the way. You said record and age and acted like they didn't matter.
It was a great fight though.
The logic was there. The logic was there, but
Yeah. Just poor execution. What'd you think of that fight, Tatiana? That was a fun fight.
It was a great fight. I mean, I figured that was exactly how it was going to happen. Like they were going to be able to take shots from each other. Like I didn't think anyone was going to get knocked out. I just thought that Marvin would get the decision win. Yeah. I mean, I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah. He was a cyborg. I mean, he took like so many shots. That kick to the back, like to the lower part of his head, it was just, and he was just like, huh? Like
well,
nothing
I mean,
happened.
if you look at him, like he has like a big neck, and I just feel like that plays a big role. And like, like if you don't have a strong neck, like I feel like you get concussions a lot easier, or you get knocked out a lot easier.
I did feel like I felt like early on it was clear that Vettori was not going to knock out Costa. Like if the fight was going to end early, it was going to be Costa knocking out Vettori. Vettori seemed to be mostly like, I don't know, like arm punching. Like there wasn't a whole lot of power behind those punches where you felt like, oh, no single punch is going to take out Costa. So I thought it was stressful because I was just like, this guy's showing so much heart, and the other guy, it just would feel wrong for him to be rewarded with a victory here, that I was just stressed out watching the clock. Like, come on, get through it. Just win, just win.
Yeah.
But he definitely, he kept going and going and going. I cannot imagine how tired they were at some points.
Well, see, my buddy Sean, he trains with Vettori often, and he was just saying like he's really, really tough. And like when Sean says someone's really tough, I believe him because Sean's crazy. I've seen him train. I saw him training with Johnny Walker today. So I just know like when someone tells me that, I know that person's mentally strong. You know what I mean? Because when it comes to Sean, like he trains like he's like a lot of output. He tries to break people. So I feel like if Marvin is sitting there like making him feel the opposite way, then that guy's a pretty tough guy,
Yeah, I feel like more fighters should rely on output. I mean, that's what the Diaz brothers do, right? It doesn't have to be you don't have to pack a whole bunch of everything behind each punch.
Yes and no, because not everybody has good enough defense. Not everybody's like, of course you can say, oh yeah, like you need to put out more output. But when you put out more output, the more you're extending with one hand, the more the chance of you getting hit on that side is greater, right? Or a lot of times, and especially because when people punch, a lot of times this hair goes down, right? So it's more of a chance of you getting hit. So I feel like output is for people who, one, have really good defense, or they're just always looking. Like I was watching, for instance, today I was watching Sean box with Walker, and like there's one thing that he does, and that's he keeps his eyes open. He's fully aware in the exchanges, and I think that's a lot of reason why he could like box really big guys and not get knocked out. Like Walker is way bigger than him, so like because he's just like, one, he moves with the punch, two, he's keeping his eyes open the entire time. That's a big thing. When you close your eyes, you don't see the shot coming, so you can't move out of the way, right? So, and he stays really calm in these like crazy exchanges, especially Johnny Walker, like he comes in like boom, like he has this cross where he'll be like normal, and then all of a sudden he'll like go to the other side of the cage with a damn cross. I'm like, wow, that's like he's really explosive. So it's just crazy. But yeah, so like he's able to stay calm in those situations where not everybody's had enough fights or sparred enough. Because I mean, if you think about it, Sean's been spar. That's all he does is spar. He doesn't do drills and stuff. All he does is spar. Guy's nut. But so like I'm watching him spar Johnny Walker. I'm just like, he's able to stay calm in those situations where a lot of times Johnny Walker has caught like a lot of people because they either, one, they got shocked at how fast he covered distance and their hands went down and they panicked a little bit. and they closed their eyes and they got hit with a big shot, so it's very
I never thought
important.
about-
That's why like high level boxers, they're always moving regardless if they're getting hit or not. They're always like their eyes are always open. They're calm.
I like when they slow it down in slow motion, and it is kind of matrixy when you see the guys whose eyes are open, because it's happening so fast as a viewer that you're like, how much is this just, close your eyes and wing it? And when they slow it down, you see the guys that are like, see the punch, move,
Right.
punch. It's crazy to see that.
It's really cool to see like the technique and everything behind it, and like how, I mean, it's natural reaction for when someone gets hit to close their eyes, right? And that's like one of the hardest thing for most people to master is like keeping your eyes open when the punches are coming at your face.
Yeah, I mean, the reaction speed that you need to be elite at that level, combined with the ability to defy evolution and not, closing your eyes, because that would protect yourself, which it does. Like, that's why it's a, natural mechanism or natural response. Like, when I like go in the shower, I close my eyes. I can't even imagine having like punches.
Tatiana, what about when you're the strategy of volume? I was wondering if one of the other reasons it's risky is because you don't really know how the judges are going to score, and so some judges may give you a bunch of points for landing a bunch of whatever they call it, soft punches, and some judges may just say, I didn't see much damage being done or many power punches.
Well, it still makes you look dominant. I mean, think about it. Like, that's how, like Sean's last fight, that's how he beat Uriah Hall, right? Like his output was insane. And then, if you think about Max Holloway, he has all this output, right? And a lot of times, he's lost to people who have output, but they also have power, right? And Max Holloway wears people down with his output and the damage that they take. Because, I mean, like, think about it. Who wants to get hit in the face 300 times, Yeah. It almost and then when you do get hit, it makes you move. So that makes you even more exhausted because you're just like constantly dodging punches. You have to dodge the punches, and that takes energy away from you, right? So the less you have to move, the more energy you can conserve. But he just makes you move and move and move and move. So, I mean, a lot of people just aren't used to that pace,
What takes more energy, throwing a lot of punches or avoiding a lot of punches?
I don't know. It probably just depends on what kind of fighter you are. I don't know.
Imagine
it depends on if you're going forward or if you're going backwards. Probably dodging punches is a little bit harder. I don't know. I mean, I think they're both equally tough. I've been on both ends and they both suck.
Well, when we all get together in person, Buster and I will test this theory. I'll start with throwing. Buster, you start with dodging, and then second after that we'll switch.
That sounds like a super reasonable offer. But you're gonna have to bet all of your points every week on each punch. So and if you miss, I receive all of the points.
This is getting complicated. All right, we've got a short show today. We got about 10 minutes left. This week.
I didn't know we had a timeline, guys.
Well, I got to hop off in 10 minutes. Now you guys could keep going without me. But I would be leery that there was the picks were changed. We got big fights coming up this weekend.
There would be collusion right after.
Yeah, there'd be collusion. It would just be like, Nick, here's who you got. So should we just get it? Let's get into them. Where do we want to start?
Let's do it.
We got
Corey Sandhagen.
So we got Peter Yan against Corey Sandhagen. Buster, you can go second here.
I think Corey's a savage.
Well,
what about Yan? You don't think Yan's a savage?
I think Yan's a savage. I think he's a Russian savage.
Well, if he's a Russian savage, then I'm going with Peter Yan. That's my pick. 15-2, 28. Yeah, I got to look at his recent fights. Well, he lost.
Peter-
He got
His last fight was
qualified.
just
I think.
yeah, he was winning that fight. But
I think.
And
I
then he
just
beat
think-
Jose Aldo.
I just think that Corey's super diverse.
Yeah.
You know, he's like really diverse. He has good footwork. He has good defense. He's super explosive. Out of like he doesn't that guy he barely has to jump to like reach someone's chin because he's 11.
oh, he's taller than that, I think, isn't he? He might be like
Sandhagen?
no Sandhagen.
Yeah.
6'1",
5'9".
5'9".
5'9".
I'm 5'9".
I mean, he's
It's pretty
not
much
that
we're pretty
tall,
much
but
6'1". What do you mean not that?
How tall is Peter
So-
Yan?
Oh, let me get this straight. So 5'11",
Peter
we're
Yan-
How
Sky-
tall is
Peter Yan's
Yan?
5'6".
How tall is-
5'6".
Okay.
So 5'11", you're a
Yeah.
skyscraper, and 5'9", you're not tall. I find these increments are too small.
Well,
I
the
was-
difference between 5'11" and 6 feet is obviously 2 feet. It's a joke on the internet.
All right. Well, we're in the real world right now, Buster. So you've lost us on that
So
one.
I've got Peter
The,
Yan in the real world.
So all week I was thinking about this, and I was going to go Sandhagen, and I have today convinced myself to go Peter Yan. I feel like he is. I feel like he's hittable. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go Peter Yan.
Copying my pick
They both-
again.
They're both coming off like fights where they're both getting a great opportunity coming off like controversial decisions. So it's good. It should be really good. All right, Blachowicz and Teixeira. All right, I'll go first. I got Blachowicz.
I have Jen.
Looks
Am I
like
saying his name right, or is it Blachowicz? Blachowicz. How do you say his last name?
Let's see where he.
Blachowicz.
That'll help
What did I
us.
say? Blachowicz? It's like that
Blachowicz.
commercial. Yes, I am Mr. Galakowicz. You guys were too young to
He's
know what I'm
Polish,
talking
so
about.
probably Blachowicz.
Too late, Buster. We both already took him. You have Teixeira.
No, I was just talking about the pronunciation. I guess I have Teixeira by default.
Yep.
He's 32-7. He's 42 years old. What is the oldest somebody's ever fought in the UFC? Do we know? Oldest
Probably your
UFC fighter.
Randy Couture was pretty old, wasn't he? How old was he?
Alexei Olenek became the oldest person on a UFC roster. Oldest active. That doesn't make any sense. It says 33. Or let's.
All right, we need one more.
47 Couture. You're right.
I picked
47 was old.
Hamzat.
So he's getting there.
That's what fight I picked. Hamzat is gonna beat Li Jingliang.
All right, I'm going to take Makhachev. You know what? That's what we should do. We should have two common fights, and then the third fight you can pick any fighter on the card. How about that? Should we try that moving forward?
Let's try that. I like that. So we
Right.
could all theoretically pick different fights.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
But you can't. But how about this? You cannot pick the fight someone else picked only this week. So Buster, you have to pick someone other than the people that Tatiana and I picked.
Who did you guys just pick? Which fights?
I have Makhachev, and she has Khamzat Chimaev.
Okay, then I guess I will be taking the light heavyweight 15-1 Magomed Ankalaev.
All right.
Oh,
Although Khamzat's not going to have an easy fight. Yeah, that's going to be kind of a tough fight. All right, so we've complicated things.
I like it. I like it.
So, Tatiana, how long have you been out in Bristol, Connecticut at ESPN?
what?
No, you're back. No, you look like you're on a Sports Center set.
I was gonna
Yeah.
make a joke earlier because the Dodgers are in the background. I was gonna ask how you figured out time travel.
Yeah, she's in the past.
I'm in the past.
They're actually mocking her right now if you think about it, because she was so pro Dodgers, and they're just right behind her. Just what are they? Yeah. All right, World Series prediction: Astros or Braves? It's tied 1-1.
As much as I hate to say that, I think the Astros are going to win it. I think the Astros are going to win it.
All right, Tatiana, do you want to pile on with Buster here, or do you want to?
Even though they're a bunch of cheaters.
Cheaters.
All right, I'll take the Braves.
I have to say that they're going to win too, I think.
Does this count? Should this count towards our you know what this should be? This should be a 30-point bonus. Whoever gets the World Series, right? How about this? Let's do this. If only one person is correct, we'll do a 30-point bonus. If two people are correct, we'll just call it a bet for fun. That way
it doesn't make a lot of sense, my friend.
Okay, how about this?
That was a nice try, though.
How about this? There's 30 points up for grabs, and we will split it depending on how many people get the pick right.
No, thank you.
You know what? That's what we should do, though. That's what we should do in our regular picks. There should be some extra bonus for going it alone.
What, like an extra point or half a point?
Well, right now it's like wait for Tatiana to speak, try to copy her pick, and then the other person goes it alone. This way it would be
Stupid. No, but you guys both picked against me this week, so
we did.
Well, we had a hunch.
Lots of hunches.
Yeah, but that way it'd be like, should we go? If you go with her, then you're limiting your upside.
I feel like we should have one alternative sport pick every week in addition to the 3 picks. So whether it's a big basketball game, big World Series, a golf tournament, whatever it is, we should just have an extra one just to mix it up a little bit, even the playing fields just a tiny bit. So I feel like that would be fun, and then it's weighted the same as the other picks.
So you want to test Tatiana's general knowledge instead of just letting her just go all in on MMA.
And then we should have trivia. I'm just kidding.
We should start a cooking show.
That's honestly where all shows end up.
Tatiana, what was the most painful thing you did this week? Any painful suction cups or needles?
no, I mean it's nothing bad. I mean my knees starting to feel a little bit more normal. It feels good right now, actually. But like after the weekend, I did like this FRC course, and because I was doing so much, like I came in on Monday and it was like super painful. So I just think like it was just a lot of stretching for me at that point. But
What's FRC?
It was so inflamed that what's up, Duncan? It was so inflamed that she needled me, and even when I had my surgery, like there wasn't that much fluid, and I got so much fluid from that weekend. She needled me, and like clear fluid came out from the needle, and the needle's like tiny. I was like, oh my God, this is really inflamed today. Like it was a lot. I was like, and it's like almost like, how small like the acupuncture needles are. That's how small they were, but fluid still came out. I was like, oh man, I really did a number on myself.
We should get video of this. What's FRC's course?
FRC is functional range conditioning. So just like being functional throughout all ranges, and getting your body like strong throughout the range. Because I mean, most people are like strong right here, right? But like, how strong are you like down here, kind of thing? So it just helps you become stronger throughout your range and be able to control that so that you experience less injuries. Get stronger. Like it helps. Like when I started doing it, I noticed a difference in my like my overall training, like stronger in certain areas, like certain areas that you wouldn't even think to train, like hip extension, hip flexion, like learning how to get super strong in those areas, and like learning when you do it, your brain starts connecting with those muscles a lot better, so you're able to control things a lot better too. So
nice. I need to try that. Speaking of control things, I got to jump off. No revising the picks. Okay, I got to get on an airplane and fly it around. Passengers are waiting. I don't want to leave everyone on the ground. So,
and I've got to go rig the World Series, so that extra point.
All right, sounds good.
Last 30 minutes of the show is going to be Tatiana by herself. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let us know what she says, and we'll see you next week.
It's going to be a 30-minute outro. See you guys.
Good.